Hello again, and welcome back to my Metal Horse devlog series. I don't expect a lot of you are paying that close attention, but you may have noticed a large gap between this devlog and the last one. That kind of stems from the fact that I noticed I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to record these videos and get changes to my game that are good for these videos. And not only was that kind of stressing me out, but it was just causing me to rush certain mechanics and stuff, and I just didn't think it was positive for the development process, really. So I've decided to space out my devlogs a little bit more and not really schedule them and kind of just update the devlogs as I'm making changes to the game and as I finish these changes rather than finish the changes for the video. So yeah, I'll go into those changes now. I haven't made a whole lot. I did take a lot of time off over the winter break, and I'm kind of starting to get back into the rhythm of things with game dev. But you will notice a couple pretty big changes. First of which being the menu. This isn't going to be final art, I don't think, but it should give you some general idea of how it's going to look. So once we launch the game, you may notice the completed lighting system, or you may not notice it. It's not very noticeable. But the directional lighting on the player, due to the normal maps, is now working, and it is not as buggy as it was previously. I spent a large portion of this time figuring out the bugs and stuff with this, in addition to encountering new bugs on different sections of the game, which I will show later. Another notable change is the UI and the dialogue system, which you can see here. There's not really any dialogue options that are have any depth yet. However, you can see how it's looking. I'm still going to update this. It's not done, but I wanted to get a general kind of game sense, just for this video kind of. I also implemented a health and death condition system, as you can see here, and enemy sprites. Those are not done yet either, but I do have the animations ready for them. I just have to put more layers for adding character designs and whatnot. So there's two variations so far. If you watch my previous devlogs, you know I have 4 enemy variations currently. I am still working on the sprites for those, so those will be coming by the next devlog 100%, as well as probably the finished enemy designs. Another thing that may be less noticeable is the addition of controller inputs, which took a lot of my time as well. I had to kind of rework my original player controller script to fit the controller input. However, I think it feels very good on controller, and I think that the preferred experience will end up being on controller. So I'm really happy I did that. And that kind of brings me to the section I was mentioning earlier that has the lighting system issue, which is the local multiplayer. As you can see, it's still in progress, but it adds a whole new element to my game and kind of whole new plans for the game in the future. I basically kind of just wanted to play my game with my friends, so I made this feature, but I'm also going to add stuff to it and try to have at least some working version of it when I release the demo. So you can kind of see the weird scaling issues with the camera zooms. It works without the camera zoom, but I really want the camera zoom to work. So I was working with some freelancers on Upwork and stuff to get that working, and they only kind of got it half working. So once my budget increases, I will get that finished. But currently, this is how it looks right now. As you can see, the layers are kind of misaligned, like the lighting layer and the actual game layer. I have no idea why this is happening. If anybody has any ideas, please let me know. But yeah, I've kind of been working tirelessly on that, and I got really hung up on that for about a month and a half. And I did end up wasting a lot of time. And that's something I kind of learned throughout this process is you gotta know when to pick your battles, because there's certain things that like I am just not equipped to handle, because my background isn't super in depth in coding and stuff, and I don't really know a whole lot. And I'm kind of figuring a lot of this stuff out as I go. So at some point, maybe it'll be easy for me, but currently it's kind of undoable. But yeah, that kind of brings me to every major change that I made. I didn't mention every change because I don't think everything is like super important to mention right now, because a lot of it's like basic game mechanics, like keys and coins and stuff like that, and I just don't think that's really like interesting enough to warrant like a whole section in the video. But yeah, basically, I kind of want to lay out the next couple months of development, just for myself as well as you guys in the video. But basically, by the summer, I want to have a playable demo level. I don't know what that entails, if that's going to mean there's going to be final art and stuff, but I do want to have a playable version so I can get people playtesting as soon as possible, because I think that is really important. Because the way that the current build is I've really been the only one that's seen it, and I don't think that's a good thing, because I think there's a lot of things that maybe I'm doing wrong right now that I'm kind of cementing myself in, and I want to get playtesters' opinions as soon as possible. So whatever that means, by the beginning of the summer, I'm going to try to have a playable level. And I think that's a pretty doable goal. And like a little milestone I can hit. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope to see you again in one of my other videos. Peace.